there! I'm so glad you can make it to our K-Talk slumber party! I'm your host, Coda Blue, and on today's episode, we're going to get into all the beauty and the tea of the K-pop industry. Joining me today are some lovely ladies. We got Autumn Noel, Brianna Jarvis, Amanda Gopi, Talia Gabriel, and Katrina Porter. But before we get into our first topic, we have a special video from the SJU K-pop Dance Club, performing a dance cover to the song Love Dive by IVE.
네가 참 궁금해 그건 너도 마찬가지 이거면 충분해 좋고 좋는 이런 놀이 참을 수 없는 이끌림과 호기심 묘한 너와 나 두고 보면 알겠지 눈동자래로 감추고 있는 거 Yeah, it's so bad, it's good 난 그 맘을 좀 봐야겠어 Narcissistic, my god, I love it 서로를 비춘 밤 아름다운 까만 눈빛도 빠져 깊이 넌 내게려 숨 참고 lifestyle 어서 와서 love dive Oh perfect sacrifice Yeah 숨 참고 love dive 마음은 이렇게 알다가도 모르지 사랑이라는 건 한순간에 필 테니 직접 들어와 두 눈으로 확인해 내 맘 가장 깊은 데로 오면 돼 망설일 시간은 멈추면 되는 걸 Yeah, it's so bad, it's good 원하면 감히 뛰어들어 Narcissistic, my god, I love it 서로를 비춘 밤 아름다운 까만 눈빛도 빠져 깊이 넌 내게려 숨 참고 love dive 어서 와서 love dive Oh perfect sacrifice Yeah 숨 참고 love dive 숨 참고 love dive 숨 참고 love dive 숨 참고 love dive 어서 와서 love dive Oh perfect sacrifice Yeah 숨 참고 love dive
Wow, that was so good.
Period.
A huge thank you to the SJU K-pop Dance Club for slaying that performance. If you would like to get involved, you can reach out to them on Instagram at SJUKDance. Okay, how did you guys discover K-pop and what gravitated you to the genre?
I would say that I had a lot of friends in high school that listened to K-pop, so I kind of started listening to it for myself, and I really loved the music, how it sounds, the singing and dancing and stuff. I would say some of the first groups I listened to were probably like BTS and Blackpink.
Okay. Honestly, for me, I'm like really new to K-pop. Like I got started like listening to it in I would say like the beginning of freshman year in college. So my friend was like, oh my gosh, listen to this song by TXT. Because we were like playing Among Us, so it was like quarantine. We were like inside and we were like listening, we were playing Among Us and her like name was Subin. And I was just like, who the heck is Subin? And she was like, oh my gosh, listen to Blue Hour by TXT. I put that video on. Let me tell you, I started crying in the middle of the song.
Oh my
I
God.
literally just started bawling my eyes. I was like, oh my my gosh, where has this been all my life? So now I'm here.
Well, okay, so for me, it had to be the AMAs, the American Music Awards, at 2018, with BTS performing Fake Love. So I was in the Fake Love era phase. Yes, I saw the video and I instantly fell in love with the group. And then from there on, I just expanded on my K-pop.
Nice, nice. How about you, Amanda?
My little friend's sister, her name is Nika. She got me into it. She was playing it while I was on FaceTime with my friend Layla, and so I just like eventually got into it. But my first groups like Katrina were BTS and Blackpink.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. It was a mixture between Talia and Katrina. I got into K-pop because high school. My friend made me listen to one of the ciphers by BTS. And ever since then, I was like, yo, this is actually lit.
Yes.
Yeah. And I got into K-pop, I think, around 8th grade summer. I believe, what's it called? My best friend, like, she got me into EXO, and then I just, like, stumbled into GOT7, Monsta X, then, like, I ended up with Twitter account, all that sort of stuff.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, so, yeah. And
Cool. Awesome. So, like, what are your favorite groups, biases? Come on, let's get into it.
Well, obviously for me, it has to be ARMY all day, every day. My bias is Jimin or
Jimin.
Jimin. Yes.
Not saying anything against him.
What do you have to say about Jimin?
Listen, there's nothing against Jimin because you know what? He makes heads turn left and right. Don't matter the gender.
My favorite like groups, like the ones I bias them like the most, like my ults, I would have to say TXT and ATEEZ. Yunin Kai is my bias in TXT. I love him so much, like so much. Like I would marry him, like actually today. And then Sungwa for ATEEZ.
If it was between who were the two you mentioned?
I said Yunin Kai and Sungwa.
Which one would you marry?
Oh my god, that's okay. Well, I'm technically already married to Yunin Kai. We already decided, but you know,
As you should.
As you should.
You guys already said BTS, so I'm just gonna say like GOT7.
Let's
and
go.
My
Okay.
GOT7 too. GOT7.
like they're icons. Like
my
come on.
bias would be it's between Yugyeom and JB.
Okay.
But let's get into some real hot tea. Do any of you have any like controversial faves?
Swasa.
Wait, what's your reasoning?
It's just I liked her confidence and stuff.
Confidence saying the N-word to Beyonce. It's done.
You know what? She's Autumn, you know
she's
alone.
not wrong.
I like Kalasa too. I
Don't
listen to her
attack me.
music. No.
the thing is, like, she said it in, like, the Irreplaceable song, but the thing is, like, to this day, I genuinely don't know how she found that version with the N-word.
Yeah, I've never.
Because
Okay, you have controversial biases or faves or whatever. It's kind of difficult. It really is difficult to me because you're like, dang.
Yeah.
Like what
Why
side you want to
would
go
you
with?
do that?
Katrina, what were you gonna say?
Stray Kids.
I don't listen to Stray Kids, so I don't know what's happening with them.
For one thing, I was really into them. Like when I first got into K-pop, I was like, oh my god, they're so cool. Now, mind you, their music is really good. I think they are very talented people, but I can't get behind the blackface that Yeonjun did. I can't.
Okay.
There's like a character from like a Korean little kids show that like we all grew up watching.
Yeah.
So it was like a black caricature of a black person. So they probably thought, oh, why can't I dress up as this character that I watched growing up all the time? But the thing is, you can't like be like this major big artist and not have some accountability.
No, because if you're like a huge fan of Stray Kids, knowing that they have a scandal every year, like, I stand up.
It just wasn't good for like my mental health. Like I just couldn't like stand them anymore. It was too much for me personally.
Do you feel like we're like sometimes we have like these delusional moments because we want to feel like some sense of belonging.
Yes.
Yes.
Like,
Yes. That is exactly how I feel.
We want like a sense of like, you know, being someone.
Yeah, and like I probably wouldn't have found like all of you guys. Like I wouldn't be close with you guys if there wasn't like K-pop. Like we all just bond over that like so easily. It's such like a community thing. So like the beauty standards in K-pop.
I have a whole
little-
list. Like, let's get that straight.
Well, yeah, there's a whole lot of colorism in the industry.
That
I
shit
mean, they
crazy.
intentionally like make the idols like do things like skin bleaching. They put like very white lights on them to make
my
them look
gosh.
paler than they
the
are.
filters.
The filters are
And-
OD.
And let's not forget the
Their
plastic.
face too.
It
Yeah,
does,
let's not forget
yeah.
the plastic surgery that they be having on their jawlines, their eyelids, like
Nose jobs. Like
nose
a lot of
jobs, like.
Double eyelid
And
surgery,
you want to know
too.
something?
Double
Fact:
eyelids is crazy.
Korean men are the Korean men have in a high percentage. They're most likely to go for like buy cosmetic beauty at beauty stores, and like the most likely to get like cosmetic surgery. I literally found that online.
They're the most.
They're
the
the
highest.
high. Like they have the highest percentage for going to buy Korean beauty products. Like I'm not,
Really?
yeah.
Actually,
Wow.
I'm not surprised.
And
Skin.
did you know like 25% of women in Korea get like plastic surgery done? Like
I'm not
it's like
surprised.
the mecca of plastic.
Because they want to look like their idols. Honestly, I feel like all women are beautiful. I will say that. Like
Right.
all
Yes.
women are beautiful
Period.
and natural, and there's different shades, body structure, body shape, whatever. Like they're like women are beautiful in general, and it's like these idols are like basically they're paid by these companies to promote these beauty products and these
Right.
certain beauty standards for them to say like this is what you should look like to be considered beautiful.
Right.
And that's
And
a
you-
big
Because
issue.
if you compare like the before and after of like pre-debut and like when they're at their like peak, they look completely different, and it's not just aging.
Ever notice how with the surgeries that they do get, in a way they try to make them look even younger, and it's like the desirability for wanting just a younger face, and by that like teenage face, like you know how like for a lot of men's standards at times they like pedophilia in that aspect, like they want people that look young.
Is
high
that why
school-ish.
like you think like the fourth generation is like getting younger and younger? Like we
Yes.
know
Because-
like there's like older groups in fourth gen.
Like kind of once you
Like
reach
80s is
like 30,
fourth gen.
this is, like,
it's like you're
my-
considered old in Korea.
And that's
Well,
really not old at all. Like
No, you're still
that's
young, but for them it's considered old.
Yeah.
Like for example, so there's this group called Monsta X. One of the members, I am. So when I first remember seeing him, he had a more plump, like
Yeah, he's
plumper
he
face,
did.
like more cheekbone, like more
Oh my
cheeks.
gosh,
But then
right.
in years, like literally in their video, Love Killer, I noticed his facial structure was more his jawline was literally more sharper than it was before. So and then I look online, he had surgery to reconstruct his jawline to make it more like sharper, like.
And it's probably also a mix of like diet too.
Oh my gosh, diet.
Let's
The
talk
diet,
about the diet.
the
Oh my
diet they
gosh.
have them on. Like they have to maintain a certain weight to be considered like skinny
Yeah.
and like not too fat for the public. Like
Bro,
What were you gonna add on?
whatchamacallit, there are some like there's this girl in Twice, right? Forgot her name. But the way how they like barely fed her, like only gave her water for like an entire week. And people are bro, they were
water
fashion.
diet?
Yes, there are plenty of, and then there's times where they're like, oh, at fan signings where they can't have food, right? And they like, there was this one person, don't remember their name, but they had like a bar and some crackers for like an entire week with water, and that was the only thing that they had. And it's just like they're doing so much work, practicing and whatnot, and then that's all they
Right.
have to eat, and then they get like skinnier, and then if someone has that diet and they don't like, they can't able to lose that weight, people fat shame them like really badly.
Really bad.
yeah, it's really
They
bad.
don't even be. They don't even be that chunky.
And that's why,
that's
and
like-
that's why they be fainting on stage when they're performing because they're so dehydrated and starved from their diets and what they've been given to eat and drink. That's why they be fainting, because they're fainting from exhaustion.
Yeah, they're
And then
exhausted
some of them
and
too
overworked.
also like they have to end up taking like a mental health break
Yes.
Bro,
because of like all the stuff, and like the like negative comments, like what you're saying, people like saying
Yes.
about like their bodies and stuff.
No, and the sad thing too is that a lot of like the companies, when it came to mental health like awareness and stuff, they weren't really like on top of that. So we've lost like so many like people in the industry because they weren't able to get that help. And it's like it's heartbreaking because it's like they put in so much work to like they're always smiling in front of fans, like, you know, being the best that they can be, but then
Right, to
behind
make us
cameras,
happy.
and then behind cameras,
You
like
don't know what they're going through.
exactly.
Which is why I really hope, like, on social media and stuff, we all just, like, you know, think before we send out that tweet. Like, I know we all have, like, fan wars and stuff. It does get crazy.
Fan wars is crazy.
But there's real people involved, so
Yeah.
we should always be mindful of things like that. Yeah. So we all know that, like, K-pop is really heavily influenced by Black American culture. Like, sometimes they just do, like, braids or...
Oh my gosh, the braids is crazy.
That's another thing. Like,
I swear.
The braids, bro. Like,
Are you sorry?
I'm sorry. So they can't really pull off
It's not
the
for their
braids.
hair.
It's not for their hair.
Exactly,
It's not
bro.
for their
Oh
hair
my
texture.
gosh.
I'm sorry. Like, I be looking at them with the braids, either the box braids or the cornrows. I'm looking at them like
like,
no,
What was the
no.
reason?
They're taking, like, styles that we use to, like, protect our hair that, like, our ancestors used.
Yes.
And then, like, trying to, like, make it, like, swag hair. Like, Yeji did that. She literally said that. Yeji from ITZY, which I love ITZY so much, but, like, I was so, like, heartbroken when I saw her in those vlogs, and she was like, oh, yeah, this is my swag hair. I was like,
No.
girl, come on.
Let's not- it's like one thing to like try and be influenced by us, but it's another thing when you try to be us and
Yeah.
copy us.
Hopefully, the industry will definitely push forward and become more diverse. So,
Here's a question.
thank you, ladies. These were some amazing points. I love this conversation. So, thank you for watching and coming to the show. But it's time that we get our beauty sleep. All right. I'm your host, Coda Blue, and this was K Talk with KB. Good night.
손잡고